Could you compare America currently right now to the interwar period Weimar Republic, where you had hyperinflation, devaluation of the fiat money, you had people who were suffering when it came to the purchasing power of their labor? Those conversations are being had right now. So I would even make the argument, if you want to get away from the trigger word of Hitler, that the economic, social, and cultural environment the Weimar Republic had is very akin to what's happening right now.
We had a terrible, inept president by the name of Jimmy Carter or Joe Biden that sleptwalk America into weakness and wokeness, and a figure like Ronald Reagan or Donald Trump revitalized our country. I don't have to look to the Weimar Republic. We have 1980 to point to.
Is that not happening right now with the same narrative that's happening with illegal immigrants?
It's whether or not you came into the country correctly and legally.
There were the Reich citizenship laws in which they defined what a citizen was and what was not allowed to be part of the German population, which was constitutionally committed.
So just to be clear, when Bill Clinton deported a bunch of people, he was also kind of acting similar to...
I'm making a comparison.
It's such a sloppy comparison for many reasons.
How is it a sloppy comparison?
Because there's so many differences. Can I name some of the differences?
History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. There's going to be similarities to it, not the exact same. Do you not recognize the similarities?
I reject so many of your core premises, largely because if you have any political leader in the West, you could start to try to connect dots of what happened in the 1930s and 40s and then say, well, this is very similar to the interwar period, and you know, this guy's a populist.
That's history. That's the study of history.
Because to answer your question, I think the similarities are so weak and pale, such as saying, well, Hitler was a...
Pale?
Yes, but I would say the similarities between Trump's rise to power is much more like Churchill, Thatcher, and Reagan. I say Trump is more like Teddy Roosevelt than anything that happened in the interwar period.
Is there an economic decline happening right now in America? Is there a promise for economic prosperity? Is there this promise that every despot makes that they need power in order to help humanity, but in the end they end up using it?
If I can, which is, without interruption, which is this, which is that if President Trump was really a despot, you want to interrupt me so bad. If it was going to be a despot, what kind of a despot allows his opponents to criticize him, allows open and robust free speech, and allows the continuation of the true fulfillment of liberal democracy? What kind of a despot does that?
At what point does it go from liberator to despotism? That's my question. And the whole point of making the comparison is to provide that critical lens of interpretation of at what point would you go from celebrating Trump to being concerned that it's going too far.